Yeah, I mean, you're live, so you're ready to go whenever you're ready.
All right, hold on. Give me 2 minutes. 1 minute. All right, hold on. One second. One second.
Magazine, Facebook.
All right, 30 seconds. All right, guys, we're back with the second edition of the Beautiful Machine, Slightly Inappropriate Podcast, Quarantine Edition. Corey, how are you, my man?
What's going on with you, D?
Oh, man, I'm just taking it easy. And we're joined by, I don't know what this beautiful woman, Sean Binion, is our co-host for today. How are you, John?
Well, hello, everyone. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, Corey, who sent this wine? This is delicious.
Oh man, Mary from Plum Market.
Mary from Plum Market. Here's to you. Let's have a toast for Mary.
Mary from Plum Market.
Shout out, Mary.
Good. How are you guys holding up in this quarantine? It looks like we're going to be quarantined for another 3 weeks.
Wow. I'm getting in touch with myself. All my talents that I let go years ago. So
you're in touch with yourself.
That's right. I was gonna say.
I know. I said it. I'm like, wait there. I already saw it going left when I said it, so I was trying to.
I tell you what.
Trying to bring it back.
We got a good show today. We have Shanae, our beautiful machine certified sex coach. That's what she is. She's a sex coach. She's going to give us some tips on how to do things a little bit better. We had Derek May on the show, but unfortunately, he lost a good friend to this dreaded COVID. So we're going to reschedule him. He's just in no shape. So our hearts and prayers are with him and his friend, who happens to be my friend too, Mike Huckleby. So let's say a little prayer for the Huckleby family at some point.
Yes.
And everybody.
Let's pray for everybody, right?
Yeah, that's being affected by this dreaded disease. And as you can see, my hair is being affected by this dreaded disease because I haven't had a haircut in about 6 weeks.
Yeah, D, it was crazy. Like one of our viewers last week was like, "Yo, is he wearing a toupee or something? What's going on with you guys' hair?"
When I watched the playback, I did look kind of weird. So I get it. I totally get it. What are you laughing at? It's not that funny.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything. The toupee threw me off.
Does it look like a toupee?
He's trying to crack on you.
I tell you what I've noticed. You can tell who's dyeing their hair. That's for sure.
You can. I told someone that. Yeah. I saw some newscasters that went like gray in a week.
Have you guys seen P. Diddy?
That's right.
Yeah.
We quarantine. The quarantine beards is out.
Yeah.
Baby. The quarantine beards is out. Gray. We ain't dying. We just going natural. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that there's a couple beauty supply places that were open in Detroit, and that the line was somewhere wrapped around the corner. I hope that's a lie.
It's probably true. I haven't heard anything about it.
Really?
But I wouldn't doubt it.
Well,
People are desperate.
You know, this is the crazy thing, right? Normally, I have zero tolerance for people that do stupid stuff. But you can't, like, I would normally say, okay, I hope your head blows up. Whatever you do is stupid. But this is the problem with this COVID thing. What I do could affect you. You know, what Corey does could affect my father, your mother. So it's almost like we're stuck in this thing together. So what happens if the girl that caught COVID or the guy that caught COVID at the beauty supply line goes to Kroger and my father's there, who's 77, you know, and whatever. That's the thing that I don't understand. Why people, and what the hell? What okay, you get your hair weave or whatever it is, where you gonna go?
Well, that's the question. I don't understand. Like, what's the rush? Maybe they just don't love themselves that much. You know, they really have to run to this.
I think it's a great time to, and I think I can speak for some guys. We're loving this natural thing that we're forced to see.
Let it out. Let it go.
I mean, this goddamn hair weave, we don't like that. We just go with it. We don't like that shit. We know it's not real. We like being able to touch your hair without it feeling like some kind of underbelly of some kind of twisted thing underneath. You touch a girl's hair who has weave, this shit feels like a maze with all the braids and you know. Nobody likes that shit. Nobody likes it. I'm gonna say it.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, they do.
I like the girls that have the nuts or whatever you want to say to be on Instagram and just say, this is who I am. It's fucking beautiful.
Hey, D, let's get in music videos and photos, man. That's what it's for.
Bro, I don't know.
They're all trying to compete.
I'm against that. But let's jump right into that jealous or justified, because we missed that last week.
Okay.
Corey, you about to say,
the jealous or
Corey,
justified.
you look like you're about to say something, Corey.
Well, I was just about to say, you know, Sean's on the show, and I know she probably saw us last week. Sean, did you see that you were nominated and also won for top 5 from our last events? We just want to congratulate you on that, D. Let's talk about Sean.
Thank you so much.
Sean,
You want to put a face with the names? We just want to make sure the people know who you are, Sean. So as everybody can see, Sean, she goes in at every event that we have. Sean Binion, everybody.
No, Sean, everybody can't see, but they should.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
This is serious business. It's serious business over at the Binion household.
Hey,
We really appreciate you.
Still Binion tough.
We appreciate you coming to all the events. And obviously, a woman like you that feels like we're worth her time, that means we're doing something right.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys. I love your events because it's filled with beautiful, eccentric people. I really have fun.
You fit right in.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You fit right in. You make everything a little better. And so do all of the beautiful women.
They steal my heart.
And you're intelligent, and you're fun, and you're cool, and your best friend is equally as beautiful. What's her name?
Yes, Kristen. Kristen Prince. Shout out to Kristen. I hope she's listening.
Hey, definitely.
Christian. And they can also comment. If you guys got any comments that, you know, during the show, we're going to take a little time to answer them and, you know, see what's on your mind. Like this.
Sean, real quick, too, before we get back to that justified, can you just tell everybody, just give them a quick rundown of what you do, you know, what you're into, you know, kind of give them a little background on yourself real quick.
Okay. Well, I'm a fitness and health influencer. I've been into fitness my whole life. Kind of fell away from it for a while, but it's a passion for me, so I got back to it. I say I'm very much into health, herbal things, natural remedies. I'm holistic health. I've recently got back into dancing.
Whoa.
So I've been learning.
Whoa, let's clarify this. Are we talking about ballet or Don't Stop Get It?
Right.
Let me clarify, so not back into dancing, but I've always loved to dance. I'm shy. So,
really?
Yeah, I'm kind of shy. So I've just never wanted to dance in front of people. So I said, last year I said, I'm going to take dance classes. And so I did. And so I started with like belly dancing and then pole dancing, pole fitness.
Really?
I heard pole fitness is a great workout. A lot of ladies really like that pole fitness.
Oh, you have to be in shape.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
Now, Sean, I don't know if I'm asking too much. Can you give us a little belly dance, a little roll, just to
I'm trying to put you on the spot.
The people would love to see that.
What a belly dance.
We're here for the people.
Hey, welcome to the show, Sean. Welcome to the show. You're on the spot.
I don't have all my stuff. I need my skirt. I need my whole.
I don't think our viewers can handle all that.
I don't think. Yeah, I think not. Now, if I host a class, they'll be encouraged to come and take.
Are your class open to guys just to take a look?
Well, they're usually not. Those type of classes are just for women.
Well, that's
unless you're that type of guy, maybe you want to take classes there, but not just to stare at women.
Well, I don't want to take a belly dance.
Yeah, so yeah.
Corey may want to take a belly dance.
Nah, it's not really my thing, brother. I can't really do it like I used to, brother. But I save that for certain occasions, special occasions.
It's a good ab workout. Hey.
I know that those videos that you post when you're doing your yoga stuff. Oh God, those suckers are like soft porn.
Well, it is yoga, so yoga is it's kind of a sensual exercise, stretching. Yeah. So the person's doing it. I guess depending on who's doing it, it can, they look sensual.
Well, it looked very interesting.
I think everybody should take up yoga, man. Stretching is essential. It's a vital thing that we need to get into, stretching and getting your muscles nice and limber for all types of activities. So it's always a great workout.
Staying alive.
I encourage everybody to take up yoga.
It's definitely a good way.
You will live longer.
Yeah, it helps you manage stress.
It does. It does. Breathing. Controlling your body, breathing. You'll live forever.
It looks like we have a new person. Hey, Antisha, can you hear us?
Hello there. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Antisha King in the building. Another top five. Another top five. Antisha King.
Hi, Antisha.
Hi.
How are you, beautiful?
Antisha is Vice President at Beautiful Machine Magazine. How are you today, Antisha?
I'm wonderful.
You quarantining?
I am quarantining out. Okay.
Are you driving you crazy too?
I'm ready to tap out.
I've already tapped out. I'm to the point now where I'm ready to start going up to Lansing with the other people saying open the damn state and let's just see what happens, because I can't take.
I mean, have you guys just
don't do it?
But speaking of quarantine, we've been staying safe. We've been trying to enjoy ourselves in the house. Have you guys been checking out? I know everybody was on the Teddy Riley versus Babyface. Let me get some comments on that. Who you guys think won that? Was it Teddy Riley? Was it Babyface? What y'all think of the battle?
Antisha, you first.
I thought Babyface, and then Teddy Riley started hitting him with the Michael Jackson hits. They're both very good producers. So, but I mean, I don't know. I would have to go with Babyface.
You know what? I think I didn't realize how important both of those people were to my life.
Yeah.
Like until I heard, like I literally was fanning out, like sitting there watching it, like, oh my God. I was doing stuff I never do, like sending fire shit. You know how when you like 15 fires in a row, and I didn't care because it was a soundtrack for my life. I don't think there was a loser. How can it be a loser in that?
There's no loser, but like I said, I mean, when Teddy Riley hit, I was like, oh, he did the Michaels. But
Teddy didn't even get to play like half the Michael stuff. He didn't play Remember the Time. He didn't get into a lot of stuff. So he still has stuff in the bag. So did Babyface. So like you said,
what did you think, Sean? Do you think there was a winner, or were we the winner?
It was really tough. I love both of them. And like you said, when I started listening, I realized that every song they played is on my playlist, and I listen to them all the time. Yeah. Every song.
You know, I was thinking that we should have a party where we just play like a versus, because that shit was so sweet. It was just, I enjoyed that one the most.
Yeah,
Like,
they broke the internet, baby. 500,000 people on Instagram alone. They had people trying to look in from Facebook. It was crazy. They had
the next one is supposed to be P. Diddy and Dr. Dre. So
that's good.
that would be
it
sick.
should be.
But see, they're gonna fuck it up because they were talking about pay-per-view. They're gonna fuck it up, being greedy. See, that's gonna fuck it up. You know.
Yeah, it was fun on Instagram. You know.
Yeah, keep it the way it is, man.
And if they do it, go ahead.
We crashed the internet, so we had to wind up watching it on Questlove's live because it was too many people chiming in.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I was on someone on live on Facebook watching it. I couldn't get on Instagram either.
Well,
yeah.
I hope that you know, this is such a beautiful thing that they're doing, and I hope
the memes are really funny. The memes they had for Teddy Riley not getting.
He was getting his ass roasted.
Hey, Teddy took it all in good stride, though. He took it all in stride. He loved it. So.
He did.
I tell you another thing that I appreciated, and then I want to jump into that Jealous or Justified before our next guests arrive. Teddy was so gracious about all the love he got from this. It made you appreciate him more.
Right.
Because a lot of people, like a lot of these kids, they don't really understand that the reason they listen to this kind of music is because of Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
hey man, Teddy Riley been out like from the start of like Teddy. Did you notice he played the show? I didn't even know he was a part of it.
I didn't even know he did that.
I didn't either.
And he got all the way up to current hits, man. He was playing stuff from back then, you know, all the way up to now. He has hits from every decade. It was crazy.
Did you know that Teddy Riley was the first person to produce with Pharrell Williams?
Didn't know that.
And then you listen to the words that Babyface wrote. You feel love. Man, Babyface made you want to go home and give your whole fucking check to your girl. Like for real. You know what I'm saying? And not be on some BS. Now you listen, it's just all sex and sex and sex. Those two guys, man, are national treasures.
Right.
And like, you know, I don't hate it, but when I looked at that, it made me feel so proud to be Black and be a part of the Black culture.
That's right. Black excellence.
Yeah.
That shit, you know, it just made me happy.
Right.
In a way that, like, Little John and T-Pain, that made me happy too. And even like the RZA and Primo.
I think that was.
I don't think
like that one the best.
Yeah, let me tell you why. Their engagement was so live. You could tell that their energies was connected, even though they were far away. They showed so much love to each other, and the vibe was there. I haven't seen, you know, a battle yet when the vibe was like really there. You know what I'm saying?
I think I felt what you felt with the Teddy Riley and Babyface.
What
I like the
Riley he wasn't even there half of the time. He was
Teddy Riley's sound.
He was looking for his charger.
Yeah, Teddy Riley's sound was jacked up. But you know, I just love that music.
Sitting there waiting like, oh, everybody capping on like, oh my God. It was so, I had a drink too. It was so funny.
Yeah. The comments were the best.
Where's your drink right now?
Right, where's your drink, Auntie?
What are you drinking?
We on our wine right now.
Yeah,
we matter of fact, everybody. I hope everybody got their libations together. We got our wine for our show. Make sure y'all toast it up. All our guests that's watching us right now, and also make sure you guys comment. Which one did you like better? What was your favorite battle, and who won between Teddy and Babyface? Let us know. We're checking the comments today.
We're checking the comments. So far, I don't see any comments, but I don't know if I'm looking at the right place. Dave, do we have any comments so far?
Let's see. You've got Mia Grant. The memes are funny. Teddy was a team player with it, though.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Mia. Okay, let's jump into this Jealous or Justified. And please, people, we want to hear what you got to say. Just comment jealous or justified. All right, Sean, you got to read that for us?
Yep. Okay. All right. We weren't even together, and I still felt like I got dumped. I have this woman that I'm simply infatuated with, but she's in a situation. We started things off casually as friends, and then it kind of progressed from there. We started spending time together, talking all the time, and we started going on dates. She quickly became one of my best friends. When we first started hanging out, we were fresh out of relationships, and it was part of the bond we had. But now it's hindering us. The guy she broke up with is insanely jealous that she isn't breaking down his door to be with him. I've dealt with jealous exes of my own before, so it wasn't too much of a big deal to me. But she has a child involved. The ex is very well off and helps pay for childcare and his family, and is the only support she has for now. She's afraid that he'll cut off everything and she'll be left with no help for her daughter. We had a talk and she said that we'd have to stop our romantic relationship, and it was best that we stayed friends. She promised that we remain close and made me do the same. She said that it was best she play her role with her ex for the sake of the baby. Since our talk, we barely communicate and we haven't seen each other at all. After about 2 months, she hits me up to hang out, and for a while, everything felt just like old times. We were chilling, watching sports, shooting the shit, and before I knew it, she was in my lap kissing me like a king. But something in the way, she reluctantly broke our kiss. Felt like she was saying goodbye forever. She hugged me tighter than usual, and then she left, and sure enough, I haven't seen or heard from her in over a month. I'll do anything for this woman and her daughter. She doesn't have to stay with this guy who just wants to control her. I understand that her daughter is the only family she has, and I've never asked her to choose me over her child. Don't get me wrong, I truly care about this woman, and I think the world of her. But I know it's also my pride being damaged because another man won the woman I love. Help me to feel like I'm not crazy. Am I jealous or justified?
Okay, I want to go last because I got to.
Well,
First of all, let's say hi to some people that are listening.
Hey, Demetrius, give them
Yes.
a quick premise of what the Jealous Justified is, and how they can go, and even in the magazine, how they can vote on that. Tell them exactly how that article goes out every month.
Basically, the Jealous or Justified, people write to us about their quandaries in whatever situation, okay? And you get to vote whether a person is jealous or justified. Obviously, justified in feeling the way they feel, or jealous could mean anything that is not positive. It doesn't have to mean just jealousy as pure jealousy in the meaning of the word. So you can go online at www.thebeautifulmachinemag.com, and your vote will be counted. So I want to go last, but let me just jump out. I want to say hello to some people that are watching. My hero, my mentor. I'm the fucking mentor, so what would he be? He's my mentor. Chuck Bennett.
Chuck Bennett, what's up, Chuck?
Big Chucky Biggs. Chucky Biggs is watching, and he's going to let me know if we fuck this show up, so don't. Okay, we got Tisa Lemons listening. We got Nikki Smart listening. We got Chris. Oh, that's your girl. She's listening. We got Mia Grant listening.
Hey, Chris.
We got my main man, my longest friend I've ever had on the planet. I love this guy, Daryl Pearson. We got my de facto lawyer, Chris Camper. If you get in a car accident, call Camp. You'll get the money you deserve. Okay? All right, now, Antisha, what do you think? Is he being jealous, or is he being justified?
I think he's justified for feeling the way he feels.
Okay.
I mean, they had a relationship. I mean, why would he not feel some type of way?
Okay. Corey?
I mean, that's normal.
Okay. What do you think, Corey?
I mean, me personally, I feel like you said that jealous, if it's jealous, doesn't necessarily mean he's jealous. It just means he shouldn't be in his feelings, right?
It could mean he's just on some bullshit.
I mean, I feel like he might be on some bullshit. He might be on some bullshit. I feel like, baby girl probably is playing both sides. Sounds like that the baby daddy, she's getting a few favors, more than just support for the daughter. And he's not man enough to cut the relationship off because, he likes her and he wants to keep rocking with her, but he knows that she's playing both sides. So I feel like he's a little bit of a simp for letting her play him like that.
Okay. Okay.
Well, he, I guess they just was doing what grown folks do.
Well, all right. What do you think?
Okay.
What do you think, Sean?
Well, I feel like she still has too many ties to her ex. Your relationship with your ex shouldn't dictate your relationship with your next. Not like that. You know, maybe she needs to get some things together first. She's not ready for a relationship. That's what it looks like. And then, like Corey said, maybe he is kind of a simp because that's something that he should say to her. Like, you know, you should already be in a position where you're ready to move on to your ex. Why are you dating me if you're not ready to move on in the first place? So she's just causing confusion.
Exactly. Because, I mean, she got a kid, but if it, you know, it's not about the money because she can easily go to friend of court, right? We all know, we've all been there, you know, so she can easily go to friend of court and get that money that she needs. But clearly he's giving her other things besides just money support for the child.
You think he's giving the hard high one?
No, let me tell you something. I don't agree.
Here we go. We got broke one in the house. All right, go ahead, Auntie.
No, she's in a relationship with him, and he's not supporting her like the child's father is, right? You mess up your stability. You never mess up your stability for playtime.
Okay.
Business is first, period. Your business got to be first before anything.
Okay. All right. Tell me when it's my turn to answer.
Go ahead, D. It's your turn.
Whoa. I'm getting a text from one of my celebrity friends. They have a
I get sick of y'all. I want to call you one.
Uh-oh. Is that Snoop? Is that Uncle Snoop?
Is that Snoop?
Is that Uncle Snoop?
What is Snoop doing? Okay. All right, this is where I'm at with this. Number one. She could get the money because the system is set up for a woman to get the money through child support.
As he's giving.
Okay, hold on a second. If he makes money and it's reported, the goddamn system will make him pay.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's number one. Now, number two, I find that if this man loves her, like he said, right, and it's just money, unless she's dating some wealthy motherfucker, get another job, make more money. If I was in love with a woman, I wouldn't let money be the reason why we don't stay together unless it's a ridiculous amount of money that I'm incapable of getting. Now, if this guy is on some millionaire kind of shit, that's different. You can't do anything about that. You take the L, you let her go, if that's what she wants to do. But it sounds like to me, it's two things going here. The guy's whack. He's not bossy. That's number one. And number two, she don't want to be with him. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. So I would say he's being jealous and he should just take the L, period, and move on.
So let's take it to our people watching. Everybody let us know, comment, what do you guys think? Give us your opinion on this situation. Help us out. And let's see what our people got to say about it.
Well, Chris Camper, our attorney here, said he's jealous. She doesn't want to be with you, fam. So let her go easy. Respect and move on.
Right.
My sister Linda Petty's watching. Hey, Linda. And come on, guys, let's get some more answers on that. So just in one word, is he jealous? Is he jealous?
I know jealous. I'm jealous with it.
Yeah.
Antasia, you still there? Antasia. I don't know if we lost Antasia or not.
He'll be back. But I feel like Antasia said he was justified, though. Her answer was justified.
Okay.
I think. What do you think, Sean?
I don't even know there's either of those are applicable. Like I said, I don't even think it's a real relationship. Like it just, maybe he's just being stupid altogether. Or maybe he just didn't know, she sprung this on him. If he knew it in the first place, then it's on him. But if she kind of didn't let him know what was going on in the beginning and strung him along,
I don't have
kind of falls on her. So I don't know if there's any details or what, but
I don't have the ego for a woman telling me that we can't be together because I don't have enough bread.
Yeah.
I have like 20 fucking jobs. I just don't have the ego to accept that. Yeah, and T's just frozen, it looks like.
Oh, can you see me now?
We see you now.
Yeah.
I think we might be having issues just because she's in twice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm trying to come in on
yeah.
my laptop, but I'm gonna leave. I'm leaving out. I'm leaving out the other way.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. So what was the question?
Jesus Christ. You weren't paying attention?
Jealous or justified. Jealous or justified.
Oh.
Hey, Dave, if she says that again, block her.
Hey, I was frozen, so I couldn't hear anything.
Delford Matthews says she has a lack of respect.
For herself?
Well, he clearly didn't explain himself clearly, so I don't know what the hell Delford Matthews is talking about. But he said lack of respect.
I think she's a very good businesswoman.
Jesus Christ, Antasia.
Well, you had a comment in from Chris Camper who says, jealous. She just doesn't want you. She let you down easily. Respect that and move on.
Yeah, see, Chris, to know Chris, Chris is a true to life player. He's really not for the game. So I totally understand why he would say that. And I'm with him. I could not be with a woman who said to me, I have to play the role with another man. I just don't have the ego for that.
Right.
You can just kick rocks.
I feel like the fact that he's still playing that game, she must have some real good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he clearly is a little bit whipped. You know what I'm saying, to keep on playing that game with her. So she must be rocking his world a little bit.
Yeah, well, maybe. Daryl Pearson says, take the L, keep it moving. A winner is on the way. So he's taking the Oprah Winfrey approach to this. So, the winner's on his way. Yeah, I understand. All right, hold on. My sister says he might be jealous. I've been married for 35 years, and I've made more money than... What is she talking about?
She comes for all the ladies. She comes for all the ladies right now.
Hey, listen. She won't be married for 36 years with this BS. She's talking about, I've made more money than my husband, and it wouldn't have been an issue. What the hell? She wasn't listening to the same story, was she?
AD, she about to get a whole new Jealous and Justified started. That's
right. Okay, Delford clarified. Delford says she's disrespectful. So Delford, thanks for that clarification. Now it makes sense. And Delford's a friend of mine Delford was one of my mentors, so just give him a little hard time. He's like my son. And that's a joke, Delford. I'm sorry. Right. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I think they're both guilty, of being stupid here. And I think he's jealous because I don't know. I can't let a woman tell me she can't be with me for money or she has to play a game with another guy. I can't do it. I just can't do it. No, I'm going jealous. I'm going jealous.
No.
I didn't hear you, Antasia. We didn't hear that part.
Probably thinking that, honey, she likes you, but, the bills are still due.
Well, see, that goes back to him not being able to make up those holes financially. So how do you love a woman and you let her drown? So it goes back to him being weak to me and jealous.
I think the picture is because if a woman want to be with you and treating her right or whatever, she will let that go unless it's just something significant, like a large amount, maybe something different. But maybe she say like she was really feeling him, like she wanted to get married, because I just feel like she was just really, playing with him into the meantime or something.
Yeah.
So you think she had no intentions?
Yeah, because if a woman wants to get married, she doesn't care. If she wants someone, she doesn't care about what the other man has to offer.
All right, so Antasia, let me get this straight, right? Your baby, the father of your baby is Babyface. Okay? Let me get this straight. But you fell in love with the manager at your favorite breakfast spot.
love with him.
Huh?
I wouldn't have fell in love with him. I probably fell in like with him.
But why wouldn't you fall in love?
At this age, you work at Coney Island. I can't.
Okay, so money plays at your age.
Stability.
Okay, stability. Okay.
Plays a role. That's true.
Oh, absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely. So wow. So that goes back to what you're saying is you cannot contradicting yourself, because you just said if she loves him and wanted to get married, she wouldn't care about that. That's right. What you just said. Didn't it, Corey? Isn't that what you just said?
She did say that.
So now the guy at the Coney Island is not stable as Babyface, who's a horrible guy, but who has your fucking son. You know what I mean? So how do you
fall in love with the cook at Coney Island? She just fell in like with him. It's two different things. It's two different.
She liked him enough for them to be engaged in sexual activity.
That doesn't mean you want to be with somebody forever. She could just be playing the field.
Okay.
Say that. So that's why there's two different things. Now, if she would have said that she was in love with him and, they were this and she saw the future and this and that, then I would let that go and I would be with who my heart desires. But her heart does not desire him.
But, I mean, realistically, you're going to look at stability. You have to. That doesn't make her a bad person.
Let's keep in mind my favorite term that I learned last year, which is there are some people that are hobosexual, which is they get in relationships to stop from being homeless.
You know what? And I'm going to tell you something. This may sound a little rough, but when you get to a certain age, stability is just as important as a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I'm never going to.
D, like you said, though, if she's with Babyface and she takes him to court, she's getting paid handsomely regardless. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's why I feel like she's trying to get some extra favors because, we've all been there. She can go to court. She can get her child support, and she can still be, the baby will be well supported. So she clearly is getting extras from this guy more than just the support of the child, and she doesn't want to let that go.
I mean, dude, the more and more I think about it, it's just...
Bring Uncle Snoop back. Where Uncle Snoop back?
Nah, Uncle Snoop's gone. Uncle Snoop was out of here. But, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Because a woman would never be able to tell me that based on money if I really loved her. Because love makes you do weird stuff. Like have you... working at Kroger to make ends meet because you love a girl. You know what I'm saying? That's the school I'm from. You know what I mean? Like, if money's the only goddamn thing, and you're not competing with the baby face, because you can't. If it's baby face, you're fucked. You can't. What can you do? You know what I mean? Like, or some ball player or something stupid. I don't know. I just don't see it. So she doesn't want to be with this guy. There's probably another million things that aren't in the piece, but hey, he took the L anyway because she hasn't called him back. So if it was just about money, she would have called him back. So he's
a step dog.
She didn't like him.
Yeah. She's getting a stiff one eye from the baby daddy. So he's toast. He's toast.
Yeah.
So there's that jealousy justified. So with our next guests, I don't know what happened to them. They were supposed to be here by now. So let's talk to Antasia a little bit. Antasia, we got Dr. Inky coming on again. People want to know more about what he's doing with the herbs and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So we didn't really get into your story as much as I wanted to last week. So kind of just like, well, let me bring everybody up to speed so you don't have to spend a lot of time explaining. Antasia tested positive for corona. She was screwed. I mean, she had like all the stuff you hear on CNN, the headache, I can't hold down water, all the scary shit. She had it. And 3 days later, she was back to normal. Almost. Hold on, make sure. Hold on 1 second. I'm getting. Okay. All right. She was back to normal. Hey, there's our certified sex coach. How are you? I can't hear you. Hold on 1 second. Say something. Can you hear us?
Hit the audio.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. But now we can't see you.
Right.
We got like a picture of you in high school on the screen.
Hold on.
Well, throwback
Thank you
Thursday.
for that.
Throwback
It wasn't high
Thursday
school,
picture going on.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we can't see you though.
If I can get a camera going, start my video.
Okay.
Okay,
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There she is.
Let's give a big hand for the beautiful machine certified sex coach, Shanae Jones.
Shanae, what's up?
And Tisha, we're gonna come back to your story. We're gonna come
Cool.
back to your story when Dr. Inky is back.
Okay.
Shanae, is that I said your name right this time, right?
Yes, you did. Shanae Jones, yes.
I've been calling this woman the wrong name for like months, and she finally checked me yesterday.
It's not your fault. It's my mother's fault. She spelled it with an I. So everybody calls me Shani or Shania. I've gotten used to it. I like when other people correct other people on how to say my name. So then I don't have to do the work.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Shanae, let me introduce you to everyone that's in the room. We have Sean Binion, who's our co-host today. We have Corey,
Hi, Shanae.
who works for the magazine, and Tisha, she's back. She's vice president of the magazine. So let's jump into this whole thing about this coronavirus and sex. Tell us about that.
Yes.
Is it safe to be getting our groove on right now?
Only if you were already domiciled with that person and both of you are negative for COVID-19. I mean, it's basically it. I mean, if you don't go see your booty call, don't go see your side thing, stay your ass in the house and learn yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
So if let's say is there anything I could do to protect myself if I decided not to listen to your sound advice?
No. No. I mean, it's the same risk. It's the same risk that you take every day. This is just another disease. If you go out and you raw dog a homeless woman, you take the chance of getting something. You know,
that sounds like something Corey would do, raw dog a homeless woman.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. That's low.
Understand the risk you are taking when you go out and you try to socialize and be with people. If you share a common space, if you're married, y'all living together, and this is what you would normally do, great, do it. But otherwise, no. But then again, if you are with somebody and you're in the house and you've tested positive, you're supposed to self-quarantine away from the rest of the group so that you can get yourself better.
Right.
So no, don't. Sex is not that. I'm a sex coach. I advocate for sex, but it's not that important. It's not.
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you this. Let's say a guy just can't take it. He goes over and he keeps all his clothes on, right? He just takes his unit out. He's got on the gloves, he's got on the mask, but he's got all his clothes on. Is that a safe way to approach this deal?
No, it's by contact, brother, so that would classify as contact.
Well, I'm just saying, limited contact.
I'm
still trying to help people out, man.
No, I would personally advise against that.
Gotcha. Now, I do have a question. I was just joking. You're absolutely right. Stay your ass at home. Forget about it. Self-serve. I don't know what you got to do, but stay home. Now, tell me, what exactly is a certified sex coach?
So, certified sex coach is somebody that has, like me, gone through an intensive coursework for about a year and a half to understand the issues and treatments people can have related to sex and sexuality. So, anybody can call themselves anything they want. You can call yourself a personal trainer, but unless you've gone through the certification to be a personal trainer, then you're not certified. The reason why I distinguish certified versus licensed is because if you are a therapist, you need to be licensed through the state. A certification is through an organization where I went through Sex Coach University, and I have a membership with the World Association of Sex Coaches. And there's a organization called ASEC. There's boards that you can be members of, but you're not just somebody that says, "Oh, I'm going to just teach you how to have better sex." I have certifications.
Gotcha. So you're not just running around here just telling people what you think. It's stuff that you know.
I studied and I practiced.
Okay. And
so you and all to the person are professional.
Yes, I am definitely a professional.
You're a professional at sex.
I am not a professional sex worker.
No, I don't mean.
No, you're a professional.
There is a difference. I'm not a professional sex worker. There is a line.
I'm a professional sexer, we'll say.
Have you been certified though?
Okay.
I've been certified. Yeah.
You've been certified.
No, I haven't been certified. I'm self-certified. Now let me ask you this. Tell us some of the. Well, I know Sean had some questions for you. Sean, go ahead with your question.
Okay. As a sex coach, like, what do you get asked the most?
The biggest question is, am I normal? Everybody wants to know, am I off kilter when it comes to things that I'm interested in? And the answer is 99% of the time, yes, you're normal. Because normal is based off of what, society says that is supposed to be the norm, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody is into everything. You can find anything you want. Anybody is interested in something and you will find somebody to connect with. So are you normal? Yes. The issue is trying to find someone or some people that are also interested in the same things that you are interested in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Corey, did you have a question for our sex expert here? That's what we'll call it.
Sexpert. Our professional sexpert.
Right.
I guess my question would be when it comes to the ladies, right? A lot of ladies have said this. I haven't experienced this myself, by the way, but a lot of ladies have said this. Why is it so hard for ladies to achieve orgasm when it comes to sex?
So,
Jesus Christ, Corey.
Hey, you gotta get into it, bro. Get into it, man. That's what you hear.
It's difficult for women versus men because men had greater access to their penises as children. So
children.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Sinead, go ahead.
Think about it. As little boys, you, Corey, Demetrius, you guys had easy access to your penis. Y'all was just playing with it all the time, touching it, getting to know it, and then being able to just learn how to ejaculate, right? Women, young girls, don't have that same access. We didn't necessarily have that same privacy, and a lot of women don't know how to masturbate. They don't know their bodies. They don't know how to respond to sexual stimuli. So when you now are an adult woman and you are now engaging in sex with a man, you're relying on him to provide you with that awareness of yourself. And you don't have that awareness for yourself. So if you are relying on somebody who doesn't know you and you don't know yourself, then you're not going to be able to do it. So what you have to do is be able to learn how to manipulate your body and understand what feels good. There's something called a sexual response cycle. And that is where you are understanding where you are in sexual pleasure. And it's not just a physical thing. It's definitely a mental and emotional thing. Because if you're not in the mental space and the emotion, and again, this is why it's harder for women. We have to be mentally, emotionally, and physically intact, in tune, in order to have that whole stimulation go. It's not just about the physical.
For sure.
Men can go on that, mechanical thing. It's not about that with us. And if we can't gravitate towards that all spiritual, all the shit has come to the fucking moon type of moment, it's not going to happen. So the first part to answer that question is for women to learn their bodies.
Well, Shania, just to follow up on that, you're absolutely right? And I've had ladies tell me, because we have these discussions, I've had ladies tell me that, they don't masturbate, they can't because they don't have that type of connection with the inanimate object, right? They're saying, I don't have the intimacy, I don't have the, that what you were talking about. So how, when you were talking about know yourself, how do you get that and still have that, same feeling so that they can reach that orgasm like you were talking about?
It's a mental picture. You have to paint the mental picture. You have to paint it. Like, for instance, there are different types of orgasm for men and women, but you have a clitoral. Most women will climax easier with clitoral stimulation, and if you use a vibrator or a toy or something like that, that will help. Some women don't necessarily relate to just using their fingers. Some people don't like using toys. It's about practice. It's about trying to figure out what feels good to you. So if you start with your fingers and trying to actually understand the anatomy of a woman, what parts of your vulva, not just your vagina, because your vagina is the part that goes inside. It's not everything. You have to be able to understand what feels good. You have to play with it. That's the whole point of playing with it. Figure it out. What feels good, what feels smart. Touch other parts of your body, because again, it's not just your vagina. Women are very, very sensual. It's not just your pussy. It's your breast. It's your arms. It's your mind. You have to figure out how to feel good inside.
Okay. So what would you, I got two questions. What are some of the craziest things you've heard? Like the kinkiest things that people bring to you? And for the guys that are listening, tell us the two things or the whatever, how many that we can do to improve our sex life immediately, and how we can bring more pleasure to our partner immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, give us the cheat code.
Okay, so which part do you want to answer first? The kinkiest stuff or the cheat code?
Yeah, let's talk about that, and let's see what the hell is going on out in the world. I'm sorry, people are texting me questions for you.
Okay, so let's talk about kinky, right? So the business that I own is KNKY, which stands for Know the New Kinky You. And the purpose of the business is to help people understand that kinky is relative. So, you have people who only like to have sex on the bed, in the dark, missionary, with the lights off.
Okay.
Anything beyond that is considered kinky for that person. Then you have other people that are pissing on themselves. You got electrodes. I love my friend. He invented like this freaky way to have piss play. You go to the dollar store, you buy a shower curtain, you put it on your bed. You ain't got to worry about sheets changing, buy cheap sheets. This is, but it works for him. It works for him. I'm
lost. What is he doing where he needs a shower curtain? How's this guy doing? Tell us that.
He's peeing on people.
Oh, no.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
So he's lying in the bed.
That way you don't have to go to the bathroom and do it in the shower.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Now I've seen the where they sell the plastic like tubs, like you can fill them with stuff and like so you don't have to clean up.
Exactly. It's
people like to do like creams or whatever, so
yeah, see,
you don't have to clean it up later.
Exactly.
So,
it's convenient. You just kind of ball it all up. It's like that plastic lining that you have on your table at Thanksgiving. All the trash is done. You just ball it all up and throw it away.
Grab it up and throw it. That's why I went at Lover's Lane, I think.
Well, Sean, we're learning a lot about you today.
Hey, don't all women go to Lover's Lane?
Right. I suppose.
Wait. Since you brought up pee, I have a good question, right? Because since you brought up the pee thing, this is something that a lot of people debate upon, and it has to do with women, right? Female ejaculation, better known as squirting, right?
Oh,
Shawnee,
boy.
tell us, is it pee or is it not? I've heard both sides of the story. Some people say it is, some people say it isn't. Let me get it. You guys, tell me what you think.
Both, it is both. The difference is because it comes out your urethra, and then it's like, our little vaginal canal, and then it's the fluid, but it contains hormones in it that you don't find in urine. So it's urine fluid with ejaculate sexual, hormones.
That ain't nothing but pee. Sure. Y'all have me fooled. Y'all have me
It's not
fooled.
pee, bro. It's not pee. Hey, it's not pee.
Hey, Corey, that ain't nothing but pee.
It's not pee.
out of the pee hole.
It comes out of your pee hole.
It ain't
but
nothing
it
but pee.
does. But it's not pee.
Girl, if
That's
a girl
the scientific answer.
hey, Shanae, if a girl started that nonsense with me, I'm throwing her ass out of my house. They're peeing
That's
on my
why
bed.
you buy the plastic sheets.
Right. Hey, D, you don't like, wait. D, you don't like that? Because most guys really see that boosts their ego when a girl starts to,
Well,
baby.
let me just say this. My lovemaking must be trash. Because I ain't never had a girl that started peeing. I ain't never had that. I ain't never had
you don't know
squirt.
what you're missing, brother.
And listen, every woman is capable of it. That's what they don't understand. Women find it hard to orgasm, women find it hard to ejaculate, but every woman is capable of it.
Well, I must be trash because I ain't brought nobody to that point where they start.
But you're certified.
So, this is what I've come to terms with. I'm really good at the basics. I'm not really, how everybody's running around. I'm a freak. I'm this, I'm that. I'm just really good at the basics. I'm really super good at the basics. And, I don't know if I have any interest in going any further.
Now, what do you call the basics, brother? What do you call the basics?
Well, I mean, I think you're getting a little bit too personal now. But
hey, man, we are slightly inappropriate, man. This is the forum for it.
Well, let me just say this. I would be willing to say that 99.3% of the women that have engaged in sexual activity with me left happy.
How do you know?
How do I know? Well, I take a poll.
That goes into the second question that you asked me about how to have better sex. It's about communication. How is it that you know that person is enjoying what it is that you're doing? If you haven't talked to them and you haven't asked them, do you enjoy being kissed on your neck? Do you enjoy a massage? Do you enjoy dirty talk? Do you enjoy just straight fucking? Do you enjoy aggression? Do you enjoy passion? What do you want?
Well, I tell you something. All jokes aside, I don't know when. I don't know when it changed. But one day I just woke up and had zero desire to be with anyone that I didn't care about. Like, I just don't. Like, back in the day, only thing you needed to be was physically attractive to me. And that was enough to cause an action out of me. Now that means very little. Like, I don't know. I'm capable of doing some things I would have never thought that I was, as far as restraining myself and just kind of being chill. So I'm cool. I guess I've grown up. I don't know what the hell to call it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? But
caring about a person doesn't have anything to do with knowing what they want in bed.
Well, because I care about people, I want to know everything about them. So by the time I get to that point, we've had those conversations. And I've done everything that I can do to make someone feel comfortable and safe and loved and cherished and all that. So we can have those kind of conversations without it being a barrier. So I think I'm poised, and Tisha looks like she's asleep. I look like I feel like I'm poised to be a good partner in all ways, not just sexually. You know, I mean, sometimes I wish it was like the old days when the wind blow. Let's make it work. You know, but it's I don't know. Has it changed for you, Corey, as you've gotten older?
I mean, you know, of course, you want to be with somebody that's special all the time, and you want to make them feel special. So, I mean, I feel you. I understand what you're
Sinead, Corey's still a horn dog. I mean, the wind blows, he catches an erection. I've just totally moved into another phase of my life. Like, if I don't like you, I don't want to be with you physically. You know, we could just kick it and talk crazy, whatever. You know, but I'm not. I'm cool. I'm not really in a rush. You know, I'm looking for the bigger picture, I guess, is where I'm at. And I hate it sometimes. I wish it could be like the old days where it's like, oh, wow, you know. But it takes more to get my attention than physical stuff, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're getting old. That's what you're saying, bro.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah.
You're on that Viagra train. That's what you're saying.
But I've been, you know, and Coach, help me out, okay? You know how some guys, like, my friend, you know, I got a couple of friends that are listening, like Daryl, you know, my best friend. Daryl's my best friend, Daryl Pearson. He was listening. I don't know if he's still listening. But we really started adult behavior at a very, very, very young age. Okay. And I think because we started so young, and then I went into the entertainment business for 20 years. And it was like, I mean, having sex was like taking a glass of water, honestly. And I just think that perhaps is it possible that I burnt out on it? I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm really capable of saying no to some situations where most can't. So, Coach, put me in the game. Tell me what's going on.
Okay, with that very limited background information.
Ask me a couple of questions if you need.
Okay. So, the basic premise is that we do what makes us happy.
Okay.
Right? So if you do something and it doesn't make you happy, you're going to feel shitty about doing it. So you're not going to put all of your enthusiasm into doing that task, whatever it is. It doesn't have to just be sex, whatever it is. Nobody wants to take out the fucking garbage. Nobody wants to wash the dishes, but you do it because you need to do it. It's not enthusiasm unless you go into it with some type of mindfulness that you're like enjoying the water, enjoying the soap, enjoying the air from the door to the trash can. You have to go into it with a purpose. So if you go into sex and you're just like, I'm just doing it to fucking do it. I just want to bust a nut. You can do that by yourself. So why engage somebody else into the purpose except for the fact that you want to? You know, you have to go through life and go through anything that you do with a purpose. And if you don't, then you're not going to get gratification from it. So you have now gotten to a point in your life where you value those moments a little bit more than you did when you were a little younger, right? It was just something to do. So you value your time, you value your energy, you value your presence, you value all of the energy that you give to another person. So that's why you say it's not worth doing it for the sake of doing it because I don't have to. You do it now because you want to.
Right. Now, Coach, I got another question. This could be a little controversial.
Hey, B, before you dominate the whole segment with Shawnee, the rest of us would like to get a little word in edgewise as well. I think Sean had a few questions.
I'm sorry.
I think Sean had a few questions she wants to get in there, brother.
Sean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had a few fun questions. All right. Okay. All right.
This wine. The lady sent over this wine. It's all crazy. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to skip that one for now. Now, when is it appropriate? When do you think it's appropriate for someone to send nudes in a relationship? And when they've met someone?
When is it appropriate?
When do you think it's appropriate?
When the discussion has been had. It's the
I
same
vote for the first hour.
Don't know.
Sorry.
I mean, I can tell you a story. I had a guy, this was years ago, I promise you, years ago. And I'm sitting at a bar with some friends, and this was a coworker actually. And he sent me a picture of his dick. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then immediately after, he sent me a picture of his ejaculate on his dick.
Oh, whoa.
No.
That's
TMI. See? He went to.
I was both shocked and appalled at this fucking picture because one, no, I didn't ask for it. Two, I didn't need to see that, and I don't want to know that much about you. So unless we've had that banter back and forth to say, hey, show me a pic, let me see it. I want to know what it looks like. Don't send it to me.
Yeah.
It's when it's asked for.
I definitely feel like when it comes to men, when it
Yeah.
comes to men and women, it's like two-edged sword because, like you said, guys, we're visual, right? So you can make a woman can make a mistake and send us a nude, and we like, whoa, we happy, right? If we do that to women though, if they don't ask for it, and I know several women that said that, they're like, if we don't ask for it, do not send me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to see your dick. I don't want to see none of that. Girls don't like that stuff unless they ask for it. But guys, we'll take that jump any way we can.
Yeah, it's almost automatic block for me.
Unless as women, if we ask for it, please, all day, every day, send us your V, send us your chest, send us your whatever. If we've asked for it. Men, y'all are thirsty. Y'all like this shit, so y'all don't care. Y'all are trolling IG looking for titties and ass. So y'all ain't gonna be mad if somebody sends you a picture.
Well, Coach, I want to say this, and I'm not trying to be anything. This is honest truth, and Corey could co-sign. Me and Corey have known each other. We worked together in the past, and we were upper. Just forget it. I new pictures to me, I used to get them in like 10 minutes, like literally. And it's just Corey.
Tell he is the king. He's the king of getting news. He would get news. He was like, "Hey man, just met this girl. She's she's about to send me something." I'm like, "Brother, what is your secret?" I used to like, "What is you doing?"
Now,
you get these girls send you they naked pictures, and you just met them.
Now this is the thing. I stopped accepting nude pictures because I really understood that it was a serious thing for women.
I'm trying to stop my video.
What the hell happened? I think Lashana's video stopped. Coach, are you still there?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Coach,
back.
now this is the thing. I've never had a conversation about videos or nudes or any of that. I just simply asked a question. I didn't have any secret thing. I just said, hey, can you send me a picture of blah, blah, blah? And 90% of the time I got it. And then at a certain point, I just wasn't interested anymore. I stopped being interested 5 years ago. But up until then, it was like people didn't care. They would just send them. I don't know. Maybe it was something I was saying that I don't remember, or maybe they I don't know what it was. But back when this whole nude thing happened, I would get them pretty easily, really fast.
All right, let's go to Sean's next question. Sean, what's the next question?
What's the next question?
All right, this little scenario everyone can weigh in on. Okay, you're in a sexual relationship with someone, and you find out they're your third cousin. You're the only one who knows. What do you do?
Whoa, Sean, wait a minute. Are you talking about some incestual stuff? We have a sex therapist, sex coach on the line, so I figured why not have some fun today.
All right. And you've been very quiet.
Wait, let me start off with this. Sean, has that happened to you? Let me ask you that.
Absolutely not. Inquiring minds want to know. I thought it'd be fun to ask. I was actually reading something recently where it happened, so that's what prompted me to ask it.
Well,
so,
I'm gonna be honest. Back in the day, long time ago, man, that happened to me. So it's nothing wrong with it. It happened to me.
How'd you handle it?
It didn't get to the point of sex, but I was liking this girl, right? And it was back in the day. I was still in high school at the time, but You know what I'm saying? I was liking this girl. She lived around the corner from me. And, man, she was fine. And all of my boys was on her and everything. And I was about to talk to her. And so I went home and I told my mother, you know, God rest her soul, mama. But I told my mother, like, hey, man, this girl, I really like her. And I told her her name, and mom was like, that's your cousin, boy. And I really had to contemplate not making that move anyway. I'm telling you, that's how bad she was.
All right, Adhesia, what would you do?
Thanks, Corey.
Okay, so at what age, if this happened, if I was
Like-
kicking someone and come to find out they were my third cousin?
All right, let me set it up for you. Let's say you started dating someone 2 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were madly in love with them to the point where it was serious.
Mm-hmm.
And then you decided to go and tell your mom and, you know, whatever, that you were in love with a guy, and you find out he was your third cousin. How would you handle that today?
We'll have to have one more rendezvous and then I'll have to cut it off.
All right, Coach
Like,
Shanae, Coach Shanae, what's your advice on that?
The scenario just speaks to something different, like how we don't know our families as well as we should, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, for instance,
Sure.
I'll give you my personal background. I have 4 sisters, so 5 sisters total, right? And luckily they're all girls. If these were dudes, it would be a problem, right? So
Okay.
my father, I'm his oldest, and he has 4 other daughters. And then I have my mother and I have a sister. So we're good. Those 4 other chicks, I don't really know like that. So they were dudes, and I was out in the street. I could easily be fucking somebody that I was related to because I don't know that,
Yeah.
right? The problem is, if you don't know your family, you don't know who you're related to, you could be fucking anybody. And you
Exactly.
just don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
so
the
that's
problem. Know your family. At least do your best to know names of people that you can. But by the time you get to third cousin, you might be good.
All right, Coach, I got a question. Okay, so I'm going to ask you like I asked Antasia. Right now, today, at your present situation, you've been dating a guy for 2 years. You feel like it's serious. You feel like he's the one. You go and talk to your uncle or your mom or whatever, and you find out Corey's your cousin, third cousin. What do you do?
I just said my third cousin, you could be good. I'm like third, fourth. By the time we all related somewhere down the line.
Exactly.
So your third cousin. So
Don't worry about
just so third cousin, you keeping the party rolling.
Listen, my second cousin I know. My third cousin I don't know. So I need to. We gonna get some medical tests done to figure out, you know, if there's some type of imbalances that can happen, you know, things like that. But it depends. If I was gonna marry that man, this is me personally, I might be a little off. But if that was third cousin, fourth cousin, fifth cousin, hopefully, you know, you down. I'm trying to stretch it as far as possible. But if we happen to be related, but we are just
okay.
Love is love. Shit,
Right.
just don't bring the babies involved.
So if you went to the family reunion and you saw the most beautiful man you've ever seen, and he's your
At the
third
family
cousin.
reunion.
Yeah, the family reunion.
Not
I'm trying to date some family reunions now.
at the family reunion. If I happen to bring him to my family reunion and everybody's like, hey, then I was like, why y'all ain't saying that in the first place? Why the fuck I'm just finding out about this dude?
right.
Y'all knew who he was. I should know who he is. Why is that?
Keep in mind, I mean, so okay, I'm gonna hop in here for a sec because I wanted to make sure I got this right. So a third cousin, keep in mind, is so you have your first cousin, which means you go up twice. Your parents are different, but the grandparents are the same. Second cousin, you go up 3 times. So parents, grandparents are different. Great grandparents are the same. So for a third cousin, you're going back to a great grandparent that you have in common. I mean, like somebody said, at some point in time, we're all hooked in together somewhere.
Exactly. You're all family and it comes down to it.
We all family. We're all family.
I mean, you get down to it, we're all living in Kentucky. It's just
Absolutely.
Okay, Sean, I know you had another question.
We go with that.
Great.
Okay. All right. Now here's the question. I'm going to kind of add on to this. Okay. The question was, do guys like their nipples sucked during sex? And then ladies, do you suck guys' nipples during sex?
Oh,
Now, the extension to this question is that and this is particularly for Shanae. What's the strangest erogenous zone that you've heard about? Because you're a sex coach, so you hear people talking about it. People think of erogenous zones and they think of our certain parts, and I know people have other erogenous zones. It might be their ear. It might be the back of their neck. It might be their hand. So what have you heard?
Nothing really is strange. I mean, the skin. I mean, skin is sensitive, right? And so you touch the right part of your body the right way. It's whatever. You can that back part of your knee. If you get that part real good, you can. If somebody's licking up the back of your leg and they get that part, and that shit.
I knew this guy that this part of his arm was hot.
I'm telling you, this spot like this. This is a tickle spot, but like if my daughter kisses me right here, I start laughing regardless of what the hell happens. She can kiss me anywhere else. This right here is gonna make me goddamn lose it. But if a dude is trying to find some place to stimulate, I'll let him figure it out. You kiss wherever the hell you want, all over the goddamn place, and you figure it out until we find a spot together. Because what works for him, it works for me. We gonna make sure it works. Yeah. But to add on to that, just really quickly, the anus is a place that if you get it good, great.
Now you're going into last week's discussion. Last week we already had this discussion. We don't want to open that Pandora's box one more time.
I'm just saying, one day we'll talk about the P spot. You know what that is, right?
No. What is that?
The prostate.
Oh, geez.
That's the male G spot, bro.
The male G spot.
Corey, you're revealing a lot right now.
It's called.
Hey, man, I'm almost certified, baby. I'm almost certified.
Okay.
And men are scared of it.
Well, oh God.
I think it makes them gay.
It makes them gay.
No, the men think it makes them gay.
No, I don't think that at all. I don't think that at all. I think that
So you don't think having anal for a man makes them gay?
It's only gay if there's two men. That's not gay if it's you and your girl. That makes you a total freak if it's you and your girl. It doesn't make you gay. You know what I mean? So, no, I don't think that. I don't think it's gay either. I don't think it's gay if you're doing something with your girl. However, if you're taking like a 12-inch freaking strap on. Well, hold on a second.
That might be a little tendency.
Again, like I said last week, if you use how can I say this properly? If you use a apparatus that is in the shape of a male penis, and you're a man to pleasure yourself, you're treading along a gay line.
There you are.
Now, if you're with your girl and there's no, if it's just you and your girl, that's personal thing. But
hey D, get back to Sean's question real quick, because we're the only two guys on the panel. I mean, do you like having your nipples sucked, as she so eloquently described? Do you like that or what?
Well, guys, you guys are taking me to a place of very personal, and this is like my second bottle of wine. Hey, Mary from Plum Market, thank you for sending over the wine. I'm having a great time with it. But to answer that question, absolutely I do. That is something I personally enjoy immensely, to the point where, we can cross the line of pain and pleasure. Try to kill me, because the more I like it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's something I'm into.
Yeah, because I know some guys, man, just, talking from the anal perspective, some guys think that's gay.
What, twisting your nipples or?
I mean, just like having your nipples licked or I know guys that don't play that, brother. They don't
That's
like
why I asked.
Licked or none of that.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
I'm with you, Dito. I think it's great. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, the nipples are a very sensitive area, which, you know, in the right circumstance can provide a lot of pleasure. I personally like it. Twist them, act like you hate me, and try to kill them. I don't. The more pain, the better for me. That's just my thing. And I'm never going to admit this again, but I've had 2 bottles of wine.
It's being recorded, so we'll always be able to reference it.
Well, yeah. It is what it is. We're on quarantine, so let's just make it happen. So, go ahead.
I said, this is Quarantine Talk After Dark.
There it is. Slightly appropriate. That's the name of the podcast.
I mean, is that something you enjoy, Corey?
What's that?
Your nipples.
Yeah, your nipples.
Hey, you know what? You know, I don't really mind being licked anywhere, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ, Corey. We're just focusing on one area.
I said I don't mind. I said I don't mind, brother. I answer your question. I don't mind.
All right, Sean, what's your next question? Corey's going to get us thrown off the goddamn.
Okay. Shanae, what foods would you recommend? What are the best foods to use to incorporate in sex, especially during quarantine, since people are stuck inside the house?
Right. And so I'm trying to think of the term for it. I know it, and for whatever reason, it's not coming to my head, but there's this whole fetish that is around food, and you use your senses. So like you can use soda and different textures, peanut butter, you put it all over, like you use food to create different sensations, right? So if you're talking normal, well, talking like people who use honey, ice, mints, chocolate, things like that. But I can't think of the term. I don't know what it is right this very second. And I'll make sure I send it to you guys. But when you watch these videos, people use food as this whole sexual stimuli. It's a fetish, and it's fucking crazy. Like when I watch the video, it's like you're aroused by the fact that you're using food. And I don't mean like eggplant and shit like that.
How they'll have like a carving of I don't know where it could be an orange or something, and it's shaped like a certain part, shaped like a vagina, and they'll do certain things to it. It looks just like, I know what she's talking about.
You know, just for the record, I'm going to remember all of this about you guys later. I'm going to bring it up later. All the stuff that you're revealing right now, I'm going to use it later against you. So,
all right, I'll give you a perfect example. I don't know if this works because I personally haven't tried it, but remember the Girls Trip movie where they use the grapefruit?
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. I was saying, speaking of food, that grapefruit situation.
It's grapefruit, or I've heard where people will take a cucumber and slice it, and they'll like warm it up so it's a little bit pliable, and they'll use that to help masturbate a dude. So it's like you can use food as different tools. So either you're using it to massage, using it to taste, using it to, you know, some people like actually eating while they're having sex. So, you know, there's a lot of different things that you can do with food.
So let me ask you this, Shanae, because we're on a food topic, right? And I've heard this from other specialists in your field. But if you eat certain foods, does that make you taste better? Men and women.
Yes.
And what foods should you eat to make you taste better?
So, of course, I'm sure that you guys have all heard that pineapple will help women. You know, pineapple, watermelon, fruits, the very sweet things. Asparagus makes your sperm taste like shit. So if you want to get some head, don't eat asparagus. Smoking and alcohol. So the wine that you're drinking right now is not helping with your sperm taste. So
it's not helping?
What about for the ladies? Same. What about alcohol for the ladies? Does that make the ladies taste good or not?
Yeah, I mean, well, with again, lots of water, citrus, fruits, things like that will help with the way that your ejaculate tastes.
And that's both men and women?
Say that again.
I said, is that both men and women?
There are actually different foods that impact men and women differently. Like red meat is not great for men. Specifically, fruits are better for women. But yeah, I have a list. I can send it to you.
Please, I'd like to know that.
Pebbles are amazing.
What'd you say?
I heard Fruity Pebbles are amazing.
You heard Fruity. I cleaned that up.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that. I'll have to try it though.
Coach, I got a question for you. And Coach, I hope I don't offend anybody that may be listening. Yeah, but this is a serious question that's been bothering me for a number of years. With all the pressures that women put on men for sex.
Is that the way you want to start that question?
That's right. I'm not.
We outnumbered here, D. We outnumbered.
Well, no, that's okay because we can fight this. We can win, Corey. This is the problem I have. With all the pressures women put on men, they talk about the size of our genitalia. They talk about stamina. They talk about a million other things that they blame us for not doing, not being this or not being that, right? How come it's so hard for a guy to find the proper fellatio? I mean, it's ridiculous. Coach, please help me out with that. Why is it so hard for women to just do one thing? One thing. And guys, please comment if you agree with me. This is bullshit. That we have to deal with the subpar performances. Coach, help me, please. And I know I'm going to take some arrows for this, but I know I'm not going to. Corey, do you feel like that? Be honest, Corey.
Hey, man, you're young.
That's okay. I'll walk this dark path alone. But Coach, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Help me out. Why is it so hard? It seems like a simple mechanical thing to do.
Well, she already answered that question. She already said that mind has to be stimulated and all of that. So you never know, or you never know. You could be tasting like a bag of saltine chips for too much wine. Who knows?
I gotta tell you, guys. I gotta tell you this funny comment that Mia Grant said. Mia Grant said that I'm tipsy thanks to Mary from Plum Market. And she's not wrong, but please, Coach, help me out.
I just told you.
I would have to try to qualify that question. Okay. Is it everybody that you encounter that is no good, or is it?
I would say 7 out of 10 is subpar. Subpar. Like just the thought of it is better than the actual execution of it. And guys, please jump online. Don't be scared. Help me out. I'm trying to make life better for us all. Don't be scared. Help me out.
Okay. So again, I would say that it goes back to the earlier part of where we were talking about communication, right? So it's the same thing for women. If women are having receiving oral sex and it's no good, and they just don't tell the person that is giving it to them what they can do better, then it's still going to be no good. So if you have received subpar, that's because it worked with her on somebody else and they enjoyed it perhaps, but that's not what you're into. So you need to vocalize and say, hey, I like it a little slower. I like it a little faster. I like it more concentrated on the head. I like when you suck my balls. I like, when you rub it and open your mouth. Say what you want. That's the only way you're going to get what you want. Because if you say she's subpar and you don't encourage her or guide her or help her be better, she's going to remain subpar.
Okay.
So in that conversation, what she's basically saying is closed mouths don't say it. Great.
Right.
Moving right along.
Okay. Well, thank you for clearing that up. All right, Sean, what's your next question?
I think that was it for my questions.
I think we had one about pubic hair, right?
Oh yeah, I did. I forgot about that. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's for guys and girls. Well, this is mainly for guys. Yay or nay? Because back in the day, I know people, now so many women get the whole Brazilian wax, and back in the day, women just kind of shaved enough to go to the beach. Barely. So you wouldn't scare people.
Right.
So like, what do you guys feel about that? Guys, what do you feel about it? And ladies too. Like, what do you do? So.
Well, hair is.
What'd you say?
I mean, guys, like, how do you feel? Do you hair or no hair?
Well, let's go.
Or
Since
some
we
or not.
have a good panel. Since we have a good panel, Sean, of ladies and guys, let's poll. So for the ladies, do you prefer your men manscaped or not au natural? Just let it be free. What do you guys prefer? We'll ask all the ladies. Sean, you go first.
Me? Oh no, go ahead.
I
prefer the
prefer you be manscaped. I don't want hair in my teeth.
Okay, so when you say manscape, do you mean eliminate all of the hair or just trim it where it's comfortable?
I mean, it could be trimmed, but trimmed to bald. It doesn't matter to me, but I don't want a bush. Again, I don't want hair in my teeth.
Let me ask you ladies this. You guys been dating a guy, you're getting to the point where it's going to get physical, right? You guys get, it's time to do the deed. This guy doesn't have any hair at all.
Look like a
wait a minute, is he shaved or is he waxed?
Well, he's waxed. There's no hair. How do you feel about that?
That's why I asked for the distinction. I need to know.
Okay, Coach, there's no hair available.
Waxed?
No.
Not for me. Not for me. Up to you. Personal choices.
And Tisha, what about you? Is that a deal breaker?
Just text me and said that sometimes when the hair is gone, you get 2 inches more of something.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
I think I heard that.
All right, D, it's our turn, buddy. It's our turn. So as a man, do you prefer your lady to be waxed or do you like a little bush, brother?
Well, me personally, I want the Don King look. I hate that wax. I don't like it. The only thing I don't like is, when like you get a little ridiculous when you start your thigh, your inner thigh starts growing hair. That's stupid. But other than that, I like it natural.
Or wolf.
I don't like it. To me, I like it natural. And I'll tell you why. And then I'm gonna be short because I've drank 2 bottles of wine and this is ridiculous. The hair just gives you something else to admire. That's all. I just like it. That's God's way. He made it natural like that. That's all I'm saying. Boy, you take over.
I mean, me personally, I prefer the no hair, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I'm with Shani. I don't want anything in my teeth, number one. And then, from a cleanliness standpoint, I just feel like, hair tends to hold odor. And
Well, this is the thing.
you know, like so I prefer no hair.
Well, hold on. I'm going to post this article. There's an article in Beautiful Machine magazine that discussed that. And the hair is actually a protectant to bacteria getting to the actual vagina.
It is.
And when you cut the hair, you open yourself up to more bacteria. It's the exact opposite of what people think. Coach, Can you verify that?
Yes, but it's also about aesthetics, and women like to look a certain way. Men like to look a certain way. And as long as I think that you're not walking around outside naked all the time, that the exposure to extra bacteria is probably limited to what's in your pants.
Okay.
So speaking of that, what's in your pants, Doc? And I've had this conversation. What do you say for ladies that go without panties? Is that an extra exposure or no?
Free balling? I mean, what are we talking about? Like
exactly, exactly, and especially with dresses. Like, is that
if it's hot outside, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, if it's hot, it might be different.
I think panties are a unnecessary evil.
As are bras, by the way.
Absolutely, I don't think they're necessary unless there's an overriding reason, and that's all I'm going to say.
But my question is it harmful to women? Like, is it, from a bacteria standpoint, is it harmful if women do that? Because I know you just said you're opening yourself up to certain things. So if you're in a dress and it's hot or whatever, should you or shouldn't you scientifically go do it or not?
As a non-scientist, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to answer that question, but I will say, from personal experience, I have not been exposed to any extra bacteria from
that's what I want to know.
Summer with a dress on.
That's what I want to know. So, ladies, feel free to take your drawers off. That's all I want to know.
And ladies, listen. There's nothing. Just from a male point of view, in the summertime, right? When you're wearing those linen dresses, there's no need for panties.
I agree.
There's no need for it.
Thumbs up.
There's no need. That's all.
So from what I hear scientifically is that it needs to breathe sometimes.
I agree.
So you need
to air circulate.
Especially in the summer, if it's hot, that is actually more harmful for it to be if you're sweating. So if to let it breathe as much as you can, it actually is better for that area. Is better for the womb, and yeah.
Amen to that. Amen to that, Sean. Amen.
Sean, you're the real MVP.
Not saying this all the time, but there are times you let it breathe.
And Tisha, what do you have to say? You always got something brilliant to say.
I agree. I feel like God made for us to breathe.
Exactly. Ladies, rebel this summer. To hell with Victoria's Secret. Commando. Corey, let's start that movement.
That's our new movement. We start a new movement, baby. We start a new movement.
We done told the secret.
Now, Coach. So tell us, has there been anything that you found a little out there as a sex coach? Have you been shocked?
So when I was getting my certification, I had to take what was called a SAR. I had to attend a SAR. It's a sexual attitude and reassessment type of thing. So they exposed you to a whole bunch of stuff, because what you don't understand is that there's shit out here sexually that people are into that you have no fucking clue about.
Yeah.
So there was.
We talking white people, right?
Whoa! Come on, Corey.
Hey, I just gotta put it out there, man.
Now, wait a minute.
Their freak flag is a little bit higher than ours. I'm just saying.
Dave, jump in here to defend your people, man.
Now, wait a minute.
I've been taking a drink.
Corey, get your ass kicked off this platform. We're a multicultural magazine. People are not the bullshit, Corey.
I will grant him this much. The vast majority of people that I have seen at kink balls,
Thank you.
or anything like that, it's a little light on the melanin count. It's
Thank
not.
you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
I like that.
Thanks, Dave.
Yo,
Thank you.
the funniest part to me is black people. We always talk about how big of freaks we are. When you a big freak till you go to one of those conventions. You see what white people into, and you would quickly realize you are not a freak.
Hey, Dave, pop in for a second and give us an update on what people are saying online.
Give me just a sec. I gotta hop over to it.
Hey, Dave,
Dave, are you at home?
Yeah.
back there?
Dave, your goddamn house looks like a goddamn club. What
Here, I'll
kind
give you the wide angle view. Hold on.
Look at this guy's bar.
There we go. There's the wide angle view.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. Dave, can you text us your address? We're coming over.
Yeah, she's from there.
After quarantine, it's over Dave's house.
After quarantine, let's do a turn up at Dave's house.
Here we go. We have someone who's chiming in, Yasmin Brown, who says bald dicks makes me think he has crabs. That appears to be the most relevant comment on the
Oh,
topic.
man, that's classic.
I just, you know what? I just think that that's a little too much for a guy. I think a guy should just kind of tame his situation, keep it neat. You know,
Yeah, you're manscaping. You're not salting the earth. Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Low manscaping. You don't want to go full Telly Savalas on us. You know what I mean? Just keep it neat, and that's it. You know, all this extra where you're getting waxed and all that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, so let's get some comments. People comment, ladies comment, guys. Do you prefer hair or don't you prefer hair? Leave those comments below. Let us know.
And we'll acknowledge you on our live. I'm a little old school. I'm not afraid to admit that. I've had to come to terms with that, guys. I'm old school. I don't know. I'm just not into this whole new millennial way of doing things. I'm old school. So there it is. All right,
That's
Coach.
all right.
Coach, tell us more. This is fascinating. So, Coach, tell us 3 things that we all can do to improve our sex life immediately. I don't know if you answered that earlier. I asked you that earlier. But tell us 3 things we can do. And tell us from a male perspective and a female perspective. I'm sure Corey needs help.
I do.
So, first is do whatever you can to learn your body, learn what makes you feel good. Because if you learn your body, you know what you like, then you can communicate that out to a partner, right? Second is if you happen to, which means, let me just be clear, masturbate is what I meant the first time. The guys masturbate, y'all. And in fact, a lot of guys, when y'all masturbate, y'all learn bad habits very early in life. So, imagine the scenario where you are a young kid and you're learning how to masturbate and you're just jerking off real quick because you just want to get the feeling done. And so now you're an older person who nuts quick, premature ejaculation, early ejaculation, that's something that you kind of suffer from or you have concerns about, especially if you get like overly excited. And that's because you are regressing kind of back to that feeling of when you were young and you're excited, you want to get the nut and you just go ahead and it's there. So the point is get to know your body, get to understand your sexual response cycle, be aware of how you feel in the moment, and then you'll be able to translate that over to somebody when you get into partner sex. Next, when you get into partner sex, this is where your mouth is more than just a tool for eating, and I mean eating food or eating pussy or dick, whatever it is. You have to be able to communicate those things that you like, and especially things that you don't like. So if you have subpar head and you're getting subpar head, say something. She doesn't fucking know. She thinks she's doing a great job, especially in people. Not everybody is responsible. Everybody's not a moaner. Everybody's not a screamer or a yeller. Or you have to be able to kind of communicate that out. So if you're not getting the response that you think you should be getting verbally or by body language, ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask, because some people will never open their mouths. But don't ask out of fear. Ask out of desire.
I got a question for all the guys. I got a question, and this is for everyone. But I want to hear from the guys that are listening. I don't know about you guys, but how do you feel about when you're engaging in sexual activity from a fellatio point of view, when a woman, I don't know how to say this, Doc. I try to be so nice. How do you, when a woman spits on your penis, some kind of lubrication? Corey, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to follow you, brother. I'm trying to follow you. Keep going. Keep going.
Have you ever been engaged in that particular act, and a woman uses saliva, an enormous amount, to create lubrication? I hate that.
How else is she supposed to lubricate it?
Yeah. I don't know what else she's supposed to do.
Old school.
Well, hold on a second. I'm talking about, Corey, I'm just going to say it because there's no nice way to say it. You never had a woman like drop a big glob of saliva at one time? I think that's the nastiest thing on the planet. You know what I'm talking about, Corey?
No, I can't say I've ever had that experience.
You never had a woman spit on your penis to create lubrication?
Nah.
Okay.
Not like that. Nah.
Well, maybe I've been dealing with some scum of the earth. I don't know.
I have a question.
I feel bad for any of those chicks that's looking at you right now.
Okay.
I have a
Go ahead, Antusia.
Yeah, please. Thank you too much. Okay, so for the people who are not engaging in sexual activity, per se, being the vagina and the penis is a muscle, do you believe that you shouldn't go a certain period of time without using the muscle? Or is that something that should be? It's for the
coach?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's for the coach. Good question.
All right, coach. So basically what she's saying is she knocked the dust off of that deal there.
No, what I'm
Yes, it's a use it or lose it situation.
really?
Yes, it's use it or lose it. Whether if you're, let's say you're single, you should still, masturbate regularly. You should still, engage that region. You should, yes, definitely. You should definitely, because
like Kegels.
if you don't use it, you will lose it. It's a muscle. It's a tool. You forget. You'll have to start the fuck over again. It's not that concept of you're a female and you have a vagina and it's going to close up on you. It's not going to do that. But it's going to hurt like hell the next time you try to do it if you haven't done it in a while.
My
Now,
friend said that she fears that by her not being in a relationship, when she gets in a relationship, she's not going to want to have sex as much as he wants to.
Well, she should continue having sex. I mean, you don't need that's what masturbation is. You don't need a partner to have sex, to be sexual. You can do things for yourself. Masturbate. Look at, and I hesitate to say this, but porn is a entertainment. It's mental stimuli. It's not a teaching tool. It's mental stimuli, right?
Mm-hmm.
You watch a romantic movie, read a book, do something that gets your head into it, get your body into it. Because again, if she's personally not being sexually engaged, then when she does come time to get sexually engaged, it's going to take that much more time to build up. Think of it as a car. When you don't drive a car for a fucking while, it's going to take a long time to start up.
Okay.
I'm with that.
I get it.
I got a question, Coach.
Uh-oh.
If a guy doesn't engage in sexual activity, right? Your penis is a muscle. Am I correct?
Yes.
Does it get smaller?
No.
It doesn't get smaller?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
So let me just give a quick recap here. Coach, basically what you're telling everybody, especially the ladies, is to wear no drawers as much as possible.
Yes.
And get in as much as you can.
Yes. Sex is good for your health.
Amen. Amen to that.
Sex is good for your health. It is good for you. It helps build up your immune system. It's antibodies in your body. Sex is a great thing. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. It's good for your spiritual health. As long as it's consensual and as long as you're enjoying it.
Right. Sex could save your goddamn life. Let it go.
Why do you think I spent a year and a half studying? I'm like, what? Listen, y'all don't understand. When I was like, I'm going through life and I'm working in IT and I'm doing management shit, and I found out that, there are coaches in the world. Oh, okay. Coaches. People do financial coaching. They do physical fitness. You got all kinds of life coaches, business coaches. When I found out you could be a sex coach, and I'm a Scorpio, so I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I could not believe that I could focus my attention and focus my world on making people have better sex. My fucking life changed. I was
Coach, I got a question. Coach, I got a question. If it's a little too personal, please stop me. How's your sex life? That you have all this enormous amount of information. Are you getting, I'm just going to go with the street lingo. Are you getting broke off properly?
The wine is talking.
I'm sorry. I've drank 2 bottles of wine. Hopefully I didn't destroy my brand. I'm sorry, guys. Coach, how has the information that you've learned helped you?
It's helped me become aware of what I want and what I don't want, and being very confident and vocalizing it to the person that I'm with. Because if I don't want to, I'm not going to. There is such a thing as a mood. Okay. You are not always in the mood to have sex. That doesn't mean that mood can't change. It doesn't mean that mood can't be influenced in a direction, but it also means that you have to understand the person that you're with. So if I am currently in a state where I'm not in the mood, but you know that, if I just do this, this, and this, I can get her in the mood. Versus if I say something crude and no, that's gonna work against you. So I'm the type of person that says communication. I put it out there. I'm letting you know what works, what doesn't work. You're letting me know what works, what doesn't work. And if we're working together, this shit is awesome. When you stop working together, it's a problem. And it's always gonna be a problem.
You're absolutely right.
Amen.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Corey.
No, I just said amen. Amen. I'm just, enjoying what you guys to say.
Well, Coach, we only got a few minutes left.
I would say there are a couple suggestions coming in to take your wine away. I'm just saying.
Okay, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Wait.
What are suggestions, brother?
Dave, have we got any other comments about the any other topics, the hair or anything like that? Have you got any more topics? Comments?
The one about the crabs, I think, was probably the best one that was out there.
And that was my girl Yasmin. I love her. Thank you.
Well, Coach and I, tell right now, you got a few minutes left. Can you please tell people how to get in touch with you, what you got going on, what you got coming up? I'm sure people have enjoyed this conversation, so give them a little bit about how they can get a hold of you and what you got coming up. And
well, right now I actually lucked up, and everything that I do across social media, which is primarily Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, is at DOYOUKNKY. Do you KNKY? I do basically series on YouTube where I'll go and do education stuff. So like the last series that I did was on different aspects of intimacy during this whole pandemic. Where we talked about virtual sex, and we talked about being stuck in the house with your partner and how to give each other space when you need to, even though you're in the house together all the time, more time than you're used to spending together. Or what happens when you are, intimate with somebody, but you're now forced to be socially distant and maintaining that connection. I do different daily posts on Instagram. And if you like boobs and things like that, there are lots of pictures of beautiful women and beautiful bodies all across my Instagram. My website is www.kandkycouples.com. So you can go in and find different services that I provide. And again, I'm a coach, so I take personal clients, but I'll do group sessions and things like that. So as group sessions come out, I'll be able to promote those, but I definitely do one-on-one sessions with people.
Well, Coach, I want to personally thank you, and I know Antasia and Corey, as being a part of the Beautiful Machine family. Your monthly segment is one of our most popular. So we truly appreciate you. And you know, we have a good time or whatever. We drink 4 bottles of wine or whatever. But what you're providing is really a beautiful service because it's helping people find themselves and make relationships better. So I really appreciate you. And I really appreciate you spending all this time with us on this quarantine Saturday. And you've helped me. And I think I could probably speak for everyone, or they could speak for themselves. You were a delight to speak to.
Yeah, thank you very
I
much.
appreciate being here.
Mm-hmm. Me and Sean
Thank you.
like this.
And I'm sure Dave from Podcast Detroit's probably been whacking off the whole time.
Yeah, that's why I had the video off. Absolutely. That's all I've been doing back here. Yeah.
Well, I'll come back anytime you ask. Thank you.
You know what? You have a standing. We are definitely going to have you back. This has been a blast. And Corey, please don't accept any more wine from Mary from Bluff Market. This is just absolutely out of control. And Antasia, I want to thank you. I know you run a busy schedule. And Sean, you've been the best co-host we've had, and I really appreciate you. Let's get a big hand for Sean. Sean,
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sean, same thing. Can you before you say your thank yous, can you kind of let us know what you got going on? I know you said you're doing the pole dancer thing. Tell people how they can get a hold of you and what you got going on.
I heard her earlier. Pole dancing is hard as shit. You don't if you don't have an appreciation for a stripper, I don't know what to tell you because that stuff is not easy.
It is.
Sean, are you open now? I'm corona free.
Not yet. So let me tell you, Vixen Dance, they just opened their Detroit studio. So they were based in Ann Arbor. My cousin brought me into it. So right before the corona, they were training me to be an instructor. Okay. So I was just finishing that out, having a lot of fun with it. So just stay tuned, but come join. As soon as you can come, it's really fun. You should come and take some classes. We have a lot of fun. It's nice. So our girls, guys, can't come.
Well, Sean, can I ask a question that all the guys want to know? When are you going to start posting those yoga videos?
Again? That's funny. You know what, Demetrius? I told you someone made a request. As soon as I told you that, someone else made a request for them.
Oh, my goodness.
I think that was me and Corey.
Yeah, I thought it looked like one of you guys. I'm going to make
doggy.
Right.
Doggy walking in the park.
Well, this is the thing, guys. We only got a few minutes left. I want to personally thank you. I mean more to the coach and to Sean, because Corey and Teasia are part of We're All One. Really appreciate you. We're just trying to do what we can to help everyone get through this enormous time where we're stuck in the house and just trying to have a good time. We're gonna do more when we're able to get in the studio and really present how we plan to present. But this quarantine thing has been fun for the last couple of weeks for me. I don't know about you, Corey, but I've had a blast. And
it's been a really good time.
Yeah, and Tisia's been here to share her story about how she became the coronavirus. She was really ill. And Coach, you're part of our team too, and I really appreciate you. You've really helped and bring a little levity to this Saturday evening. And Sean, you're a part of the family too. So
thank you.
And Dave, pop on for a second, because Dave's a part of the family too. And I just appreciate everyone who commented and shared our time with us.
I appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah, Dave, you're a good guy, man. And I look forward to doing it again. Hope it'll be a lot different when we're in the studio. We have a lot of things planned, and so I'm not gonna have the last word. Coach, you take it over, and then Corey, and then Tisha and Sean, you guys say what you gotta say until the next time we all meet again.
I just appreciate the opportunity to come on and, the Beautiful Machine. You guys are posting my articles and giving me a platform to be able to let people know that, sex is not something that we should be scared of. It's not something that we should be limited to. It's something that, outside of the fact that there's procreation, it's something we do for fun. I'll give you a one quick little tidbit. The clitoris is the only part of the body that is designed only for sexual pleasure.
Wow.
Mm.
Its only purpose.
My God.
So for women to
It's a beautiful
not
thing.
be sexually satisfied is a problem. So I get to know your clitoris. It has 8,000 nerve endings.
Jeez.
Get to know your clitoris.
Mhm.
Well, Coach, I'm a problem solver.
I was
That's
gonna say,
it, girl.
and it's apparently still not as sensitive as a white man who can't go boating and buy paint. That's
All right, Sean, what do you have to say before we end this thing?
Well, I just want to thank you so much for inviting me on. It was a lot of fun. I love because it's like a conversation. I hope people enjoyed it. We had fun topics talking about sex, something everyone can relate to. Thanks so much, Shanae. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name right.
You did. Thank you.
Okay, I'm trying. Thanks so much for the information you gave. And I know I'm a guest on the show, but just thanks so much for everyone. Appreciate you all. And I look forward to doing this again.
Well, Sean, thank you. And you are part of our family. And me and Corey are requesting a yoga video by Monday at 8 a.m. And,
I got you.
All right, Auntie.
I got you. I'm recording tomorrow.
Before we close out for the evening.
I mean, because this is very informative. People do think sex is just so cliche, and you have to learn. So I have learned some things, and I feel a lot more comfortable. So thank you, Coach, and thanks for joining in. We had a few guests that didn't make it because this is virtual now. People can kind of not come in when they want versus us being at the studio. So yeah, I just want to say thank you everyone for being a part of the Beautiful Machine family, and we are doing a lot of great things, and just making things for everybody. So thank you all.
Dave, what do you have? Corey, I'm sorry, Corey. What do you have to say, buddy?
Well, I just want to say I hope everybody enjoyed the podcast. Hope everybody enjoyed the conversation. Like Antisha said, we were missing a couple guests. I know Demetrius explained, due to some corona things that a couple people couldn't make it, but we still try to give you a great show. We're here to give you great content. We're here to bring you good information in the magazine. We're going to tell you the magazine one more time before you get off, but make sure you guys follow the magazine, follow everybody individually, because everybody's doing big things individually as well. And we just appreciate you guys, and hopefully you guys will keep growing with us and be a part of all the things that we're bringing to you guys. And we just say thank you for, coming and quarantining with us and, having a little fun this Saturday evening.
And also not only subscribe, with this pandemic that's going on, there's going to be a lot of businesses that's going to be trying to thrive and trying to rebuild. Also recommend this to your friends that they can advertise with the magazine, because we do a great job of promoting and putting your information in the right hands. So even your friends, your family, everybody's in the house. I don't know if they're trying to make toothpaste, if they're trying to make skin products, whatever it is, they have a business, they're a doctor or whatever it is, let them know that this is a platform where they can trust us with their product, and we can get it into the right hands. So not only subscribe, but recommend it to your friends to advertise with Beautiful Machine Magazine. Because like I said, we have a large platform and we know what to do with your product.
And also, we're going to be getting together, Corey and Tisha and I, to put together something special. We're going to give you guys a discount, a real big discount on your rates. We understand what's going on. We're all hurting. And we just want to be a part of the solution instead of the problem. No one could have saw this coming. Who would have thought that we need masks to go outside? You know what I mean? Or we would have lost people that we love because of, a virus or whatever. So we're with you. We love you. We appreciate your support. Hopefully we've entertained you for the last 2 hours, and we'll do this again soon. And if you want to do a podcast for yourself and help you, express yourself, Dave, pop in and tell them how they can do a podcast.
All of our stuff is at Podcast Detroit, whether that's .com or Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're Podcast Detroit everywhere, and everything and anything you need to know are right there.
And just for the record, Dave's a great guy. He's always been very fair to us. He'll help you take your vision to reality.
We try.
And then you go to his house for a goddamn drink.
Right.
That's another plus. So, guys, hopefully, this will be over soon, and we can get in the studio and really do things the way we want to do. And on the 10th of the month, we'll have a new Beautiful Machine magazine where Coach Shanae will have a new sex tip. And Tisha will write a beautiful story, and Corey will write a beautiful story. And
we'll have another Jealous to Justify. We'll have another Jealous to Justify.
Right, we'll have a new Jealous to Justify by Rachel Smith. And we'll have a good time. And, let's all pray and let's stay safe. Let's get through this together. Let's continue to drink plenty of wine, because that seems to help.
Well, drink plenty of water, guys. We didn't get to talk about the health part of the segment, but I want to encourage everyone to hydrate, especially in this pandemic. Be very adamant about vegetables, your fruit, and taking herbs. If you don't know what herbs to take, contact me. I am a kind of a health coach.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm running late for another session at the conference that I'm doing this weekend. I kind of got to wrap this up.
Okay.
On three, guys. Let's say goodbye. 1, 2, 3. Bye. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.